and that there's excess capacity. And they saw Walmart, develop an RFP and send it out to competing dairies and get a better price. And that's exactly Food Lion likely ran the Walmart play, where they had a number of Dean competitors and Dean bid on it, and they awarded it to someone that gave them a lower price. And
how big was this business for Dean? I mean, is it just as significant as, is it a kind of 20 million gallon business?
It's probably not nearly as big as Walmart, because Walmart's the largest account in the United States, and it's the largest for obvious reasons. But within the Southeast, this was one of the largest accounts they had in the Southeast. So it's probably going to affect fewer plants in fewer states. But it's still it's coming at a really bad time for Dean, because it's a volume loss that they did not need. I thought I saw in the conference call, one of the analysts talked about between Food Lion and Walmart was going to represent about 5% of their overall volume. So I'm going to have to back into those numbers, but I think it was the last conference call that came up. That's a big number. So you got 5% loss, and then if you have category declines on top of that, now you're getting into numbers where you really need some major costs, removal.
Yeah. Okay. And that makes sense, right? And then the math will be the same. It's kind of the 0.75 cents, which is kind of the non-milk price.
Yeah. That Food Lion business probably wasn't very profitable. It's mostly private label. But again, there may be a branded story in there somewhere where, yes, the private label P&L was, a break-even P&L, but on that same delivery truck was a branded sale, and that was a profitable sale. So now they have to rationalize that situation. Again, that's tough math to have to do.
Yeah, no, that's I've seen somewhere as well that Alberton and some other guys have talked about it. I mean, could that be? Have you seen anything like this as well about insourcing or anyone else becoming kind of quite aggressive here?
The threat around Albertsons, right, is that the private equity company that bought them, that owns them now, also bought Safeway. I believe, and they're going to put those two together and launch them as an IPO. That'd be a really, really large customer. They would probably, they are in a position where they could start to take, meaningful pieces away from a business if they did these kind of RFPs or ran these kind of Walmart plays. The other interesting thing is, they have their own dairies out in the Pacific Northwest primarily. If they decide to leverage those more, or if they decide to remain in the dairy business, and they have the know-how somewhere within that organization to run those dairies, and if they decided to take more of the business vertical, that would be a threat to Dean as well.
Got it. So that kind of brings me up to the cost savings. So, what they've talked about, they have some SG&A savings that they can do, like 40-50 million. And then there's 100 million, I guess, which is is the plant rationalization, route rationalization, kind of logistics, right?
Right.
So can we talk about the SG&A first? How easily, from what you said before, it's like they kind of cut to the bone, right? How easily can this be taken out and without impacting the business?
Yeah, I think that they'll achieve their targets, and I think they know. They've looked at the field structure and they've looked at the corporate structure, and they've decided to take routes like perhaps they've removed salespeople and replaced them with brokers, and they know what the cost savings is on that. I think they've been working on a lot of that, and I'm confident that this is where the management team is. It really is good. They will